November 15th, 2024. A 58-year-old Mike Tyson steps into the ring against Jake Paul, a YouTuber who wasn't even born when Iron Mike was busy terrifying the heavyweight division. The purse? $20 million. Not bad for a guy who once blew through $400 million like it was Monopoly money and had to file for bankruptcy. Which raises the question, how does someone go from owning Bengal tigers and million-dollar bathtubs to losing it all, only to rise again by selling weed gummies shaped like the ear he once bit off? Strap in, because this financial heavyweight bout is about to get weird. The year is 1988, and the crowd at Atlantic City's convention hall holds its breath. Mike Tyson, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, stands across from the undefeated Michael Spinks. 91 seconds later, Spinks is on the canvas, and Tyson pockets $20 million, the equivalent of $53 million today. This is Iron Mike in his prime, a cash-generating machine who would go on to earn $30 million per fight, building a fortune that would reach $400 million by 2003. But they say fortune favors the bold. What they don't mention is that it also abandons the reckless. Flash forward through the blur of victories and scandals, the rape conviction in 1992, though Tyson maintained the encounter was consensual, 3 years behind bars, and the comeback that seemed unstoppable until that infamous night when he bit off a piece of Evander Holyfield's right ear. The night of June 28, 1997 started as a quest for redemption. Tyson, having lost to Holyfield 7 months earlier, was hungry for revenge. But by the third round, that hunger took on a literal meaning. In a moment of frustration that would define his career as much as any knockout, Tyson clamped his teeth onto Holyfield's right ear, tearing off a chunk of cartilage that went flying onto the canvas. As if that wasn't surreal enough, when the fight surprisingly continued, Tyson went for seconds biting Holyfield's left ear. The referee had seen enough. Tyson was disqualified, his boxing license revoked. The fine was $3 million. But in true Tyson fashion, he got to keep his $30 million purse. The incident became such a defining part of boxing lore that even decades later, it would become a punchline, a marketing opportunity, and, ironically, the foundation for an unlikely future business partnership. Speaking of bites, nothing took a bigger chunk out of Tyson than his own spending habits. $4.5 million on cars that would make Fast and the Furious look like a PBS documentary. 5 houses totaling $15 million because apparently one mansion wasn't enough to hold all the bad decisions. A $2 million bathtub, probably because it needed to be big enough to wash away all the regrets. Birthday bashes that would make Roman emperors blush, including one that cost $410,000. Monthly jewelry and clothing bills of $100,000 because when you're the champ, you can't wear the same diamond-encrusted everything twice. Cell phones and pagers racking up $230,000 in bills because apparently being unreachable wasn't an option. But wait, it gets better. Ever wanted a pet tiger? Tyson bought 2 Bengal tigers for $140,000. And because tigers don't train themselves, he paid their trainer $125,000 a year. At least the tigers had job security. Yet, for all of Tyson's spectacular spending, the real drain on his fortune wasn't the tigers, the mansions, or the bathtubs. The biggest vampire in his financial horror show wore a suit and rocked hair that defied both gravity and common sense. Don King, boxing promoter extraordinaire and master of creative accounting, was quietly orchestrating the greatest heist in boxing history. King wasn't just taking his cut, he was taking everyone's cut, siphoning up to 50% of Tyson's earnings. In a move that would make nepotism blush, King installed his entire family as consultants in Tyson's entourage, each drawing 6-figure salaries for their expertise in, well, being related to Don King. By 2003, the inevitable happened. The man who had earned $400 million filed for bankruptcy, drowning in $23 million of debt. The breakdown reads like a cautionary tale. $13.4 million to the IRS because the tax man hits harder than Tyson. $4 million to the British tax authorities, and the rest scattered among law firms, financial managers, boxing trainers, and even music producers. But here's where Iron Mike's story takes an unexpected turn. 2 years after filing for bankruptcy, he retired from professional boxing. For most, this would be the end of the story. A former champ goes broke, fades into obscurity. But Tyson had one more fight left in him, the battle for financial redemption. Enter the 2010s and early 2020s, where Tyson discovered something more valuable than his legendary right hook: business acumen. In July 2020, he stepped back into the ring with Roy Jones Jr. for a $50 million exhibition match, walking away with $10 million. Proof that even in his 50s, Tyson could still draw a crowd and a paycheck and pave the way for the match against Jake Paul. But the real money wasn't in throwing punches anymore, it was in throwing business ideas at the wall and watching them stick. Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, his podcast launched in 2019, became a hit, featuring guests from Eminem to Tyson Fury. The show, which recently concluded, proved Tyson could entertain outside the ring as well as inside it. Along the way, Tyson used the podcast to talk about his love for cannabis, sharing how it helped him chill out, deal with pain, and find his groove again after some rough years. Then came the Masterstroke, Tyson 2.0, his cannabis brand, launched in 2021. The business generated an estimated $150 million in revenue in 2023 alone. And because life loves irony, in 2022 he partnered with old rival Evander Holyfield to launch Holy Ears, cannabis-infused edibles shaped like bitten ears. Sometimes the best revenge isn't served cold, it's served with THC. Meanwhile, Tyson found his groove in Hollywood, playing himself in the Hangover franchise, How I Met Your Mother, and even starring in his own animated series, Mike Tyson Mysteries. Living in Las Vegas proved lucrative too, with appearance fees reaching $37,500 per hour because in Vegas, time literally is money. Fast forward to November 15th, 2024, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. More than 70,000 fans packed the house to watch a 50-year-old Mike Tyson face off against Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer young enough to be his son. The purse? Another $20 million. At the press conference 2 days before the match, Paul wore a diamond-spiked ear cover, poking fun at history. But Tyson could afford to laugh. His net worth had climbed back to $10 million before the fight, and with this payday, it would triple to $30 million. The business of boxing had evolved since Tyson's heyday, and this fight proved it. While the $20 million purse for Iron Mike echoed his 1988 payday against Spinks, the revenue streams had multiplied like rabbits do. Netflix, in its first ever venture into live sports streaming, turned AT&T Stadium into ground zero for a digital revolution. The numbers tell the story. 72,300 fans packed the arena, generating a staggering $18.1 million in gate revenue, the highest grossing combat sports event in Texas history, and the biggest take outside of Las Vegas. But the real knockout came from the digital realm, where 65 million concurrent streams made it the most watched global sporting event in streaming history. Paul, the New Age prizefighter who built his empire on clicks before punches, walked away with $40 million, double Tyson's purse. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. The social media star out-earned the legend, a changing of the guard measured in dollars and data points. Advertisers scrambled for screen time like fighters rushing to their corners, turning Netflix's first boxing broadcast into a commercial heavyweight bout of its own, and a testament to how far both the sport and Iron Mike had come from the days of pay-per-view and Bengal tigers. While Tyson didn't claim victory in the ring that night, he made it clear he wasn't finished, even playfully suggesting a bout with Jake's brother Logan. But the real victory had already been won. The man who once blew $400 million had learned to turn his infamy into an empire. In Tyson's distinctive voice, everyone had to plan until they get punched in the mouth, or until they lose $400 million, then you really need a plan. From knockout artist to cannabis entrepreneur, from spending $2 million on a bathtub to making $150 million selling edible ears. If that's not the American dream, I don't know what is. If you enjoyed this financial fever dream, don't forget to smash that like button harder than Tyson smashed his opponents in the 80s. Hit subscribe faster than Iron Mike's left hook and ring that notification bell like it owes you $23 million in back taxes. Drop a comment below telling us what other financial knockouts you'd like us to cover next. And remember, if Mike Tyson can come back from bankruptcy, your credit score still has hope. Thanks for watching and see you next time.